Peanut was a 32-year-old man trying to run game on me. But I didn't let him. He was DL. He had a wife, some kids. This is a safe place, right?
I met this guy when I first got here. I downloaded the app Jack. And I know what you're thinking, child. What you doing on now? It doesn't matter if you're attractive or you're unattractive. You're gonna get loads of messages on that app because they're looking for someone to have sex with, and they don't really care what you look like. You're just an object. I got on the app or whatever solely looking for the person that was
pretending to be me.
Upon seeing this man's messages or whatever, or seeing his profile or whatever, he didn't have a picture, which is a typical thing about Jack. He was like, hey, typical conversation. It wasn't anything sexual or whatever, because you do get that a lot, especially not even just on these apps, just in real life, period. I said hey back, and then I was like, so who is this? He was a fairly attractive man, not someone that I would typically go for, but he was attractive and I liked his personality. Hey, hi, how are you? How old are you? What are you into or whatever? We exchanged numbers because I told him that I'm not on the app. He seemed like a cool person. I'm open to getting to know him. What's the worst that can happen? Just having a simple conversation with this man.
Everything he did felt intentional, calculated. Sometimes it's not the butterflies you feel. It's a warning.
Calls me while I'm at work and he says, let me bring you food. He brought me food to work and I went outside and I got in his car. This man completely loved everything about me. He was very infatuated with me, which is a typical thing. You know, I'm a Leo, whatever. It's just something about my vibe that just pulls people in. I know this is why I don't give myself away so easily. But when I got in his car, whatever, the conversation was about how much he liked me and how he wanted to have sex. Right in that moment, I sat down with him and told him, I'm not this, I'm not that, this is not what I expect, this is not what I want, but however, what I want is a relationship and blah, blah, blah. And the way he presented it to me, like he knew exactly what he wanted, which was not a relationship. He wanted somebody with friends with benefits. He would take care of them and blah, blah, blah. And I told him that I was looking for something a bit more monogamous, but we could be cool and just still continue to get to know one another and just be good friends. So the conversation continues and it's going cool or whatever. He's respecting my boundaries until he reaches over in the car when I'm sitting in his car and I'm eating the food that he brought me. He reaches over and touches my genitals. I didn't react in a moment. I just kind of played it off, but I was absolutely disgusted. And I ended up telling him this after the fact that I didn't like that and I felt like you overstepped a boundary. You don't even know me like that and you touching on my genitals. He also leaned in and kissed me. Bring this to an end and let's get up out of this car. Dart my ass back in my job or whatever. And I told him that I didn't like that he overstepped my boundary. And he, of course, as a man, he tried to downplay.
Oh, it's not that serious. It's not the worst thing in the world. I didn't rape you, boy.
And I had already made it up in my mind that we were going to be friends simply because our interests don't align.
Oh, I do actually like you. Oh, I do actually want to have a relationship with you.
As time went on and we conversated more, I got to know him a bit more. The type of vibe that this man would give me was when he would come into my space, whatever, he would always be fascinated. He would ask a lot of questions, always be interested in whatever it is that I'm doing. He was like, come over here and sit on my lap. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I know what this is. I know what this is doing. And I know that this is a trap. And in that moment, I was just like, he's about to try me.
It's like I'm a man and this is how we operate and this is
all that bullshit. I'm so sick of hearing that. I'm so sick of hearing that from men because my thing is, if that makes sense for you as a man, then how am I different? I'm still a man. I just don't like women.
I like to think of myself as someone who has more to offer than just sex. Is that all you want? Peanut? I'm seeing you clearly now. Was I just a fetish? Was it my petite frame? My innocence? No matter the reason, you were only here for one reason. Which is it?
sex or me.
Is this
Deception.
I remember laying in the bed and He started to turn me over and eat the cake or whatever. And me, I know, I can't turn it down. I can't turn it down.
As bad as I want to.
He turned me over and he started
munching down.
And who would I be to turn that down?
No, ma'am.
You're not getting no head, you're not getting nothing. Period. Making it seem like I was the problem for not giving him sex, making him wait for these things. And I'm telling him that it takes time. If you don't want to wait, then leave. But don't make it seem like I'm a problem for choosing to do what I want to do with my body. What? The delusion of some of these men, honestly, I could knock him across the head with this vase. Nigga, what? Boy? Like, no. Throughout the weeks and things, like we're arguing back and forth. Basically, he's making an issue out of everything else because he's not getting the sex. And he wasn't man enough to tell me that that was all he wanted. Preyed on the fact that I wanted some monogamous, so he shaped his story and who he was as a person and his intentions into exactly what I was asking for. It's so crazy that you can sit up here and be so remorseful with the man and tell him exactly how other men treat you, and they be the exact same man. Ain't that about a bitch? I should have picked up that vase when he was over here. Like, I just want somebody in my corner, somebody that I can depend on, and they can depend on me. We can have sex. It's always about sex. Slowly but surely, I started to see without the means of him having an opportunity to get sex, he had no interest in a relationship.
I guess another one bites the dust. Dear Peanut. Goodbye.
As always, thank you guys for the support, and I would definitely see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to stay honest. Bye, guys.